for the special people in your life.
The People's Court, today at 4:30.
There must be some reason why you got involved in this damn charade. Now, what was it?
We just went along with the gag, that's all.
How very amusing.
We know why the people in the drama group started this hoax. They were angry because Raven had taken the theater from them.
It doesn't justify what they did, however, it does explain why they started it.
I don't understand your explanation at all.
Surely you have something to say, Spencer?
No, Mrs. Saxon, nothing at all. If there's any punishment for what I've done, I'll have to accept it.
Nobody's talking about punishment yet. All we're concerned about right now is Raven's safety.
Yes, if either one of you knows anything that will help, please tell us.
It's my impression that Mrs. Whitney is in New York.
Well, all right, now we're getting somewhere. Why?
I suggest you ask Nora.
This isn't fair. He knows as much as I do.
Would you please just tell us what you know?
Mrs. Whitney is trying to leave the country.
Oh, Lord. That's what I was afraid of.
She may have gotten out already. I really don't know.
Because she thinks she has to leave. Or face trial and possibly prison?
Yes.
Why didn't you stop her? Why did you let her go on thinking those awful things? Was it because you took pleasure in tormenting her? What kind of woman are you?
Do you know Smiley Wilson?
Yes. He's the one who told me to convince her to leave the country and jump bail.
And why did you listen to him?
Oh, for the money, of course. Isn't that right, Nora? Didn't he promise to share the money with you once he got it from her?
I don't care about money. I just want to see that woman suffer.
Why? What did she ever do to you?
It was her husband. He's the one who killed the only man that I ever loved. He killed Gunther Wagner. So why should I care about Mrs. Raven Whitney?
Please, I have to get on that flight that's leaving from Monticello.
But by the time I write the ticket, the plane will have already been boarded.
I don't care. I'll run out the runway. I'll grab the wings of the plane. Please just get me on that plane. Here, I have some money.
I'll write you a ticket, but I can't guarantee you you'll make the plane.
The Edge of Night is brought to you by Safeguard Deodorant Soap. People like Safeguard so much, it's always the smallest soap in the house. And by Mountain Grown Folgers, Mountain Grown Coffee, the richest kind.
What do you use in the automatic drip coffee maker?
Folgers flaked coffee.
Delicious.
What do you use in the automatic coffee maker?
Folgers flaked coffee.
Tastes great.
Mrs. Olson, what you used in that? Oh, Folgers flake coffee.
Oh, nothing's better than these coffee makers.
Why's that?
Folgers is mountain grown, the richest kind of coffee.
And it's flaked?
Flaked to release more rich flavor, so you use less. If you normally use 5 measures, you only need 4 of Folgers flaked coffee.
Delicious.
Folgers is a coffee recommended by Procter Silex for its automatic coffee makers. Mountain Grown Folgers. That's how good coffee makers make great coffee.
Does anyone recognize this rather large bar of deodorant soap?
Oh, that's the deodorant soap Dad wanted. He said it was really effective.
So if this deodorant soap is so great, Harold, why is my Safeguard so small?
Kids must have used it, honey. You know, rich lather, fresh scent. I think I'll take a shower.
But what about this soap that's so effective?
You learn from experience, Elaine. Just can't buy a soap with more deodorant protection than Safeguard. And besides, most soaps don't lather up this rich, even when they're big. Here, it's a little small.
Yeah, but still big enough to take care of this family.
For the combination of lather and protection, fresh-smelling Safeguard's the smallest soap in the house.
Nora, this is monstrous. If you hated Raven so much, why did you take this job in the first place?
Maybe that was the reason, Geraldine, to be in a position to hurt Raven.
It was because her husband killed my lover in cold blood.
And then he tried to blame this all on Gavin Wiley, and presumably that's how this all got started?
Does any of this matter anyway? Mr. Carr said that the only important thing was to find Mrs. Whitney.
That is true, and I don't see that this is helping any.
Yes, well, I think you both know a lot more than you're telling.
I told you everything I know, I swear. I didn't even know anything about the scam until I followed that guy, Johnny Gentry, to the police station.
But once you knew what was happening, you jumped in with both feet, didn't you?
I wanted to hurt her. The way she hurt me. Don't you understand? I love Gunther. It was her husband who killed him.
Her husband, Nora, not her.
I'm sorry, you'll have to excuse me now.
Spencer.
I'll get that. Whitney residence.
Nora, Mrs. Whitney, shut up and just listen. My plane is leaving. I can't talk very long.
But what's happening?
What did happen? You won't believe it. Anyway, I'm coming home.
You're what?
You're not going to believe this. I did not kill Jinx Avery.
But how can that be?
I didn't kill Jinx Avery. It's fantastic. Anyway, I'm going to be in Monticello in a couple of hours, so I want you and Spencer to meet me at the airport, okay?
But I can't talk anymore, Nora. Just meet me there, okay? Bye-bye. You were fantastic.
Yeah, it was great, wasn't it? A great performance. Maybe my last.
No. You're going to be all right. I'm going to call an ambulance right now, okay?
Wait. There's something I have to tell you.
What? What?
You didn't kill her.
What?
Jinx Avery. You didn't kill her. It was all a joke.
Joke, huh? Sick joke. Why? I'll tell you one thing, I'm going to get back at every single one of those people involved.
This is the final call for Transnational Flight 51 from Monticello to Chicago. Final call, Flight 51.
There you are, ma'am. And good luck.
Thank you.
Well, didn't take you too long to set up.
I've been here since 7 o'clock this morning.
An early bird, huh?
Well, I just wanted to be ready to start work tomorrow morning. I've been painting in my apartment up till now. The light's terrible, but I'll miss it in a way.
Why?
Gave me a great excuse. If the painting didn't turn out the way I wanted it, I'd just tell myself, well, the light was lousy.
Yeah. I know all about that. We all need an alibi.
Hey, I hope you know how really grateful I am to you, Jim. This place, it's just what I hoped to find.
You? You were the one that did me the favor. I was out of here, remember? A couple of weeks, this place would be a Chinese restaurant.
Speaking of restaurants, what do you recommend around here?
Sid's. Absolutely.
Yeah?
Food's good, prices are cheap, and Sid's a real sweetheart. And if you're broke, she'll even put you on the cuff. She's got so many cuffs over there, it's almost like a shirt factory.
Sounds like the Earth Mother of Monticello.
Yeah, that's Sid, all right. Say, these are good. You like doing pretty ladies, don't you? If I was an artist, I think I'd specialize in pretty ladies, too. That's Jody. That's Jody.
Not really.
Come on. I know Jody when I see her. Did she sit for you?
No, they're, from memory.
A damn good memory. Well, look what crawled out of the penthouse woodwork.
How you doing, Jim?
All right.
What's going on?
This is my new roommate. Studio mate, I guess. Chad Sutherland. That's Johnny Gentry.
How do you do, Dr. Sutherland?
Hi.
Are you an artist?
Trying to be.
That's what I figured. The easel, the paintbrushes, the paper.
Johnny's a college graduate.
Ha. Listen, Jim, I gotta talk to you. I heard a rumor at Sid's, and, I gotta talk to you about it.
Hey, look, if you guys want to talk, go right ahead. I've got to go to the art supply store anyway.
Okay. See you, Chad.
Yeah, right. Nice meeting you, Johnny.
Yeah, take care.
Look, I already know what it is. The scam is out in the open, right?
Oh, so it's true. I was hoping they were kidding.
Well, I had to know. I was the one that blew the whistle.
You did? Why?
It's gone on too long, and it's still going on too long.
But, Gina, we didn't get anything out of this yet. We didn't get a theater, we didn't get money, we didn't get anything.
Oh, we could get something out of it. A couple of years in the joint.
Hey, don't even talk like that.
Look, if Smiley had caught up with her, and he still might.
It's impossible. She faked him out.
Look, I just had to finish it, you know?
Yeah, is that your only reason?
Isn't that reason enough?
Come on, Diedrichson, don't kid me. You know you didn't do this just for Raven Whitney. You did it for Val Bryson, too.
Val isn't even in town.
All the same, you were afraid that if Val found out about this, she would never speak with you again. So you had to put yourself in the clear.
Clear? I'm not in the clear. Nobody's in the clear, Johnny.
It's here, Miss Russell.
Oh, a surprise for us from Playtex. Introducing a beautiful new 18-hour Lovely Look bra that's seamless. Now we full-figured gals can have Lovely Look styling and a smooth, seamless line. And another surprise, cushiony undercup panels that don't show. Plus, the famous 18-hour fabric that stretches for real comfort, real support.
Now, save 20% on new 18-hour Lovely Look seamless bras.
Thanks, Playtex.
Any sirloin scraps from the dog?
Molly, haven't you heard? There's no need to add meat anymore. Not with Alpo beef-flavored dinner. It's got so much meat protein. It's all a dog needs to eat.
Just how much meat protein?
There's as much meat protein in this bag of Alpo Dry as in 10 pounds of sirloin.
She loves it.
Of course, it tastes great.
That's terrific.
And remember, Alpo beef-flavored dinner has so much meat protein, there's no need to add meat.
Hey, what does this look like? Dummy Eddie's Easy Loan Company? Now, I've been carrying you for 3 months. The vig is due, and I want it. You understand? I mean, 3 months ago, when you needed the loan, I didn't give you no stories about the sagging economy and consumer consumption and the Dow Jones. I gave you cash money, didn't I? Right? Green. No, I'm not upset. Believe me, I'm not upset. My treasurer's not upset. I'll tell you who's upset. My bookkeeper is very upset. Yeah, you know who my bookkeeper is? Matty Matson. That's right, the big guy. Yeah, you remember him? Yeah, he's very upset. In fact, I'm going to send Matty down to see you. He's going to pay a little visit. And if he sees any red ink, I'm telling you right now, he gets like a bull. So you better show him green. A lot of green, you understand? You cheesecake.
I got the money, Eddie.
What money?
I cashed that check that you gave me, the $5,000 for Vince Green.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know why I'm doing this.
Doing what?
Helping this punk Vince Green. Imagine that little ingrate trying to hold me up. If we were back in New York right now, this kind of disrespect would wind this kid up with a brand new pair of cement booties.
Well, then why are you giving him so much?
I don't know why I'm giving it to him. I don't know why. The kid's a zero. He's a nothing. These punks today, you send them out to do a job, they mess everything up. They got no craft, they got no style, they got no class.
What did he do wrong, anyway?
What he did wrong was he got caught. That's what he did wrong. And what does he get for it? 5,000 bananas.
Well, I still don't see why. If the guy didn't give you the job...
The kid is half a canary. Don't you understand that? If he talks, he can hurt a lot of people. I had him do a little favor for some very important friends of mine. I know what I ought to do. What I ought to do is I ought to take the $5,000 and stuff it down his throat. I mean, I never heard a canary sing when he can't breathe, right? Eddie. Oh, Detective Tyler, how are you? Come on in. Come on in. How you been?
Okay.
Good. Have a seat. Get him a drink. You want a drink, a little champagne?
No, thanks. It's nice to get a warm reception around here for a change, though.
Hey, why not, right? You come to talk a little business, didn't you?
Business is right. Did you tell Poppy about the little deal that you offered me?
What deal?
Listen, we'll talk about that later, right?
Hey, wait a minute. I don't think that's fair. Look, you offered to make an exchange with me for something that only Poppy can provide. Now, I think it's only right that you check it out with her.
Yeah, and that seems only right to me,
All right, look, it's simple enough, baby. Let me ask you a nice question. Now, you'd be willing to change your story about this nice detective, wouldn't you? If it came down to that point, you'd take care of it, wouldn't you?
Huh?
What I'm saying is that, you saw him beat up Sammy and everything, and we know that's a fact, right? And all about the mink coat. I mean, you'd be willing to change that little testimony, right?
Why, sure, I'd be glad to.
See what I mean, kid? It's a piece of cake.
Yeah, I think that's really wonderful. Now, Poppy, I want you to call this number. That's Captain Valducci. He's the head of the Internal Affairs Bureau at the police headquarters. He's the guy to make sure that us cops stick with the law. You do that for me, okay, sweetheart?
Hold on there, Mr. T. What about the rest of our little agreement? You're supposed to let Vincent off the hook now, is that right?
Oh, right. I'm sorry, Eddie, but that's just not possible.
Hey, what are you doing, kid? You getting swift on me or what?
Oh, no, it's just that my chief's not going to go for a deal like that.
Come here, Damien. What if I made the deal a little sweeter? About 5,000.
$5,000. Hey, where's the camera?
What camera? What are you talking about?
Well, aren't you going to record this attempted bribe, Eddie?
What do you take me for?
You call Captain Valducci as soon as possible, okay, sweetheart?
What's the matter with you? I wasn't going to call him.
I don't like the way you look at him.
Not long ago, my only exercise was climbing up and down a stepladder. Today, I'm climbing Eagle Mountain. Boy, have I changed my life for the better. Back then, antique stores were the only place I knew to buy antiques. Now I know what to look for. I get my best buys at yard sales. That's some change. And before I knew better, I had to buy boxes of this and bottles of that to get my laundry clean and soft. But Bold 3 detergent plus fabric softener changed that. Uh-huh. A product that cleans, softens, and controls static cling all in one box. Now that's a change for the better. Oh, I know, only if it works. Well, Bold 3 works. Look at these jeans. Muddy, right? These were just as muddy. Would you ask more from a detergent? And talk about softness. I mean, this feels really soft. Now watch. No sticking, no crackling, no annoying static cling. Would you ask more from your fabric softener? Now that's some change.
A change for the better. Bold 3.
Some people like my pies burning to my singing.
Oh, but honey, I like your singing, too.
Oh, go on. My family does love pie. But you have to make a pie right before it turns out good. That's why I use Crisco. Look how flaky Crisco gets my pie crust. Tastes better than cold watermelon on a hot day.
Well, how about some seconds?
You haven't finished first yet.
Well, I'm working on it.
All vegetable, no cholesterol, Crisco.
Crisco will do you proud every time.
Well, now.
Mrs. Saxon, you can be sure we'll get back to you as soon as we know anything about Ravens.
I appreciate that very much, and if there's anything I should be doing...
Well, if you should hear from Raven, please call us.
Oh, yes, the house, the office, anywhere.
Nancy, this story isn't going to be used in the Monticello News, is it?
No, Geraldine, not a word, not until Raven comes back, and maybe not even then.
And let's hope that Smiley Wilson doesn't make this a news item.
Geraldine, are you going to be all right?
Don't worry about me, my dear. Of course.
Goodbye, Geraldine.
What you did was contemptible.
Mrs. Saxon?
Never mind. Unfortunately, it is not my place to discharge you myself. You're not employed by me. You're employed by Mrs. Whitney. And I'm sure that you will be very interested in finding out exactly what her money has bought.
Mrs. Saxon, I was about to say that I think Nora and I should resign.
Do you think I want to stay in this place 1 minute longer?
My only concern is that you be left alone. Although I'm sure you could move back into a hotel if you wish.
Please don't concern yourself with my comforts, Spencer. I'd rather fend for myself than have you two in this house.
I knew I should have packed and left before they ever got here.
Why don't you pack right now, Nora?
What are you going to do?
I'm going to clean up these dishes.
Still the perfect servant, aren't you? Except for one thing. As Mrs. Saxon said, you're not very loyal now, are you, Spencer? Whitney residence? Yeah, I heard from her just now. From the airport in New York. She's on a plane. She's coming home.
More sugar, Gregory.
Yes, madam.
And I will have another eclair.
Madam.
And I don't want any disapproving looks. You know, I always need something sweet when I'm feeling depressed.
I am sorry, madam.
Oh, now, Gregory, don't pretend that you care about my moods.
No, I mean, I'm sorry about the eclairs, madam. We're all out of them.
And I thought this was such a well-managed hotel. Oh, go and see who that is.
And bring me something else to eat. Something sinful.
Yes, madam. You asked for something sinful, madam?
Johnny.
Hi, Buffy. Guess you thought you'd never see me again, huh?
Yes. That is exactly what I thought. Foolish of me, of course. Simply because you packed up and removed everything you own.
And a few things you didn't, if I may say so.
Yeah, I guess I didn't pack too carefully. Anyway, I'm here and I've got all my bags downstairs.
Downstairs? You mean you're moving back?
If you want me.
Oh, but my darling boy. Well, I'm not really sure, you know. Since you decided to leave, I have gone ahead and made other arrangements.
You made it? You're going to Europe with somebody else?
Well, there usually is somebody else on those very large aeroplanes. But there's no one like you, my dear. There's no one in the whole world like you.
That means you'll take me.
Well, if you still want to go, of course.
Terrific. When can we leave?
Well, anytime, I suppose. How about next week?
How about this week?
Yes, I think it can be arranged.
Better yet, how about tomorrow? I've got my bags downstairs, all packed.
But don't you want to unpack some of the cutlery, sir?
Gregory, I didn't take any of your silverware.
Never mind. We'll leave just as soon as we can. Since you're in such a terrible hurry.
I guess I'm just kind of anxious to get going. If only you knew.
This is the whole grain world. This is the world of Nutri-Grain. Starting now, it's a world for raisin lovers, too. Introducing Nutri-Grain Wheat and Raisin Cereal. The only one with a whole heap of plump raisins, plus flaked whole grain. The bran, the germ, everything, with no sugar added. Welcome to a taste you've never known.
Nutri-Grain, whole grain, different.
In new Wheat and Raisins.
Pour in the Eagle brand and whip up a strawberry pie. Pour in the Eagle brand. 4 key lime you'll serve with pride.
Eagle Brand, the dessert maker. The only pre-cooked blend of milk and sugar for delicious, creamy desserts.
Pour in the Eagle brand and whip up creamy ice cream. It's lickety-split and always a hit when you pour in the Eagle brand.
Eagle Brand sweetened condensed milk, the dessert maker.
Friday, the mansion's all shook up when Krause gets the hex from a spacewoman on Benson. And the girls are back, full of surprises,
She had an 8-pound baby boy.
making a living. Then,
I got them so snowed.
Woody Allen is the front.
Tonight.
Spencer, I thought you'd be packing by now.
I was waiting for you to come downstairs, Mrs. Saxon. I'd like to speak with you, if I may.
Very well. That is, if you can find a logical explanation for your appalling behavior.
I'm not sure that it will explain anything. But since I'm leaving the house, I thought you might like to know why I was here in the first place.
Why were you here?
I came here for a very particular reason, Mrs. Saxon.
To do what?
Well, I certainly never intended to do Mrs. Whitney any harm. I knew nothing about her.
You knew Gunther Wagner, didn't you?
Yes, I knew Gunther. And Nora did. The three of us were employed in the same household.
I know that. Therefore, it's very clear to me that this whole thing was a conspiracy.
I also knew that Gunther had been employed by your nephew, Schuyler, in Europe.
And when Gunther died here in Monticello, that left a vacancy.
That's not the reason that I applied for the job, Mrs. Saxon. It was because of someone else I met. Someone in a small hospital in Switzerland who had a striking resemblance to this man.
You're talking about the man who claims to be my nephew.
I was first introduced to him by an English woman I knew in Switzerland, Libby Webster. She had seen to his care for a long time. When he was finally able to speak, she learned his story. What he claimed seemed very unlikely, but there was something about him that convinced me he was telling the truth.
Then you and that man were in league all the time.
I took the job at the Whitneys in order to get at the truth. Unfortunately, I wasn't successful. The man who claimed to be Schuyler Whitney was a very clever person.
Really, this is unbelievable. All that time?
Yes, it's been a very long time, Mrs. Saxon, a very frustrating time. And up to this moment, I'm still no closer to proving that the man who lived in this house was an imposter and that this woman is not Mrs. Schuyler Whitney.
Mommy, when is Daddy's plane coming in? Soon, honey. You want to go get a soda? Okay.
Miss Whitney?
Yes?
Lieutenant Sam Finch, Monticello Police?
Golf is familiar.
I ought to, Mrs. Whitney. I've been following you since you jumped bail. Hope you had a nice trip, but this is the end of the line. You're under arrest.
Just in case it's standing room only tonight. Just in case the first toast is yours.
Just in case you're the one he decides to invite.
You've got your Dial.
Dial, the leading deodorant soap, has twice the active ingredient of the #2 brand. Twice as much for confidence all day long.
Just in case. Aren't you glad that you use Dial?
Allergy sufferers, fight back this season. There's dandelion, ragweed, and your allergy pill may not be enough, because no leading pill helps stuffed nose and headache too. But this will. New multi-symptom Teldrin. It helps more allergy symptoms. New Teldrin relieves sneezing, watery eyes, plus the nasal congestion and headache of allergies. So fight back this season. Try new multi-symptom Teldrin. It helps more allergy symptoms.
This is David Hartman. All next week, coverage of President Reagan's European trip starting at 6:30 a.m. and Barbara Mandrell, Larry Holmes, and Jerry Cooney on Good Morning America.
Tomorrow, deadly laser weapons are the prize in a perilous duel between a master spy and Ben Slater's squad when today's FBI returns on a new day. Then a shy young schoolteacher gets a lesson in romance from a writer of naughty novels aboard the Love Boat. After, a love goddess is the prize in a winner-take-all poker game between two powerful millionaires on Fantasy Island.
Tonight on ABC's World News Tonight, will Argentina submit to British pressure to surrender in the Falklands? Plus, President Reagan meets Prime Minister Thatcher. And Richard Threlkeld on ERA's Last Stand. ABC News, uniquely qualified to bring you the world.
It's not thick enough, Sam.
If Sam and his mother hadn't been so demanding. I've
done it again.
Breakstone sour cream wouldn't be so good.
This is Stormfield. Coming up for you on the 5 o'clock Eyewitness News, Israel retaliating for the shooting of an Israeli diplomat in London. Wave after wave of Israeli fighter jets bombing suspected PLO sites in Lebanon. We'll have the latest reports. We will also have a warning for those of you going out on a prom this weekend. And we're also going to have this for you.
Walensky, I'll take a look at the new Star Trek movie from an alien's point of view.
Plus, we're going to have the New York rabbi who appears in Rocky III and what children think of TV news. Join us.
Weekdays